There's a lot of classical clarinet music written by Lefèvre, and in the Pamela Weston 50 Classical Studies, piece number 16 is a Lefèvre piece. It's a nice little allegretto, it's cute, it's nice and light, has a whole lot of the quaver to semiquaver rhythms, the 1, little 2, little 3, little teddy bears, that rhythm, ta 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 ta. A lot of staccatos. It also gets very high, so you have to have a lot of engagement in the mouth muscles. It sounds a little bit like this. So it's quite a tough ask with these very high note staccatos. So it's only going to take time. It's just a matter of playing, building up the muscles. However, if you are struggling to try and pitch these high notes, just attempt to play the piece slurred, or at least for the first line, first phrase. Just practice it slurred. It'll sound a little bit like this. So we're just practicing trying to get it to sound nice and even. And then when we engage the tongue, it's still that same breath of air. So we're still using that air, that airflow. So don't think of the tongue as when you're staccato, and you don't want to stop the air in a sense that you kind of just let it stall. The air is always trying to get out the instrument. And you want to go, 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 and aim for the tick marks. This piece, or at least in this edition in the Pamela Weston book, has a lot of tick marks trying to get you to go to the end of that phrase. Those tick marks represent the end and then the beginning of another phrase. So, for example, that first phrase. Then once you get all the way to that high D, good luck with that high D. And new phrase. Now notice the tenuto and the slur. We've had a whole lot of preceding short notes. That's all very light and cute, but then suddenly we've got this nice little long tenuto and the slur. And then you've got the cute notes again. So the next phrase. Tick mark, new phrase. So that felt like a little bit of a longer phrase. So you've got to try and avoid the temptation to breathe too early. If you're breathing all the time, one, you break up the music too much. And if you're always inhaling air, you're going to eventually hyperventilate as you put air on top of air on top of air, and you're never really giving yourself a chance to get rid of it all. So new phrase. Okay, we've got some high notes happening again. So it's all about muscles, unfortunately. In the phrase. So with a piece like this, it's a solo piece. The ticks almost don't feel like they don't give you enough time to breathe. Now remember, being a solo piece, you have the total opportunity and to slow it down as you feel fit. So for example, let's take the end of that second phrase. So you just slow it down, dum, 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 da, 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 and away you go. And that is number 16 in the Pamela Weston book by Lefèvre.